Two. What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and a lot of people be asking me about the drill culture. They know I'm a drill historian, so they be asking me questions about the drill culture. Today, I get an opportunity, man. I get lucky enough to get an opportunity to speak with somebody whose name holds a lot of weight in the city of Chicago. Now, for the people who don't know what's going on, you're telling me exactly what your name is and where you're from.
Go by many names. The Chirac Don, International Jojo Capone, Global Gangster Jojo Capone. You did. Cash Money Capone. List goes on.
What area of Chicago you from?
Man, I lived on every side of this city in all the projects, bro. You know, so I went to school up north to Greeley Elementary School. Stayed in the Cabrini Green 714 building, the row houses on Larrabee. Went to the village, where I stayed on Kenmore and Sheridan Road as well. Went to the village from that point. Went to John M. Smith. Left there and went back to my neighborhood school, James Madison on 75th and Dorchester. See, so for me, school-wise, I went to Anthony Overton, Revis, Price, them all low-end schools.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's like the low numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So from there, I stayed in every building, all the build, to say the name of the project community. So of course, if we gonna consider the Hillets, from the Hillets to the Ickies, from the Ickies to the Dearborns, from the Dearborns to Stateway to Robert Taylor, stayed in all them. Ida B. Wells was in the Ida B. Wells, and actually the Gardens, Block 10, Block 1.
Them projects, right?
Yeah, all these project communities.
Right.
I'm leaving out too, Argo and Leclerc Courts. So Leclerc Courts and Argo, people didn't even know that is Argo is like a whole. You think you out of town over there. You know, oh damn, we stay in them projects too, across the street from the county, from Cook County Jail. You know them little China. Man, what's the name of them? I don't know the name of them buildings. We stayed in them too. I forgets about that.
Right.
Yeah, we stayed in them too.
That's a little bit of everywhere in Chicago.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, for me, I'm a Chicago baby, man. Cook County baby. You know what I'm saying? So, but from 6 months old to 10 years old, I was raised in Puerto Rico too. You see what I'm saying? So I come back here, from Puerto Rico to New York, Miami, and LA. So we was moving a lot. I was getting shipped around a lot basically because of my behavior. So I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You know, we on the Truth Tell. I got to give you the truth.
Most definitely.
So, you know what I'm saying? My nickname was Demon Boy. I was bad. You know, I didn't listen to nobody. I was hard-headed. So that's why I'm really able to identify with what the youth is going through today. You know what I'm saying? Right. But my stronghold in my neighborhood, because like I said, the projects was one way of living. Then the neighborhoods is one way of living, which is Sircon City, 75th and Dorchester.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
I hear a lot about that on the internet.
Yeah, so, so for me, I got best of both worlds because I can walk out the house and be right there at Mosque Mariam, which is Elijah Muhammad's mosque, which is now Farrakhan, the mosque he preaches at. So when I was younger, the minister used to send buses to me over to the village. And if I can round up all my friends to bring them to the mosque and hear him preach, he would give us these tickets to get into this. We used to get these tickets to get into a party out west called Lady of Our Sorrows. I don't know if you know. It's on Jackson. Is it on Kizzy and Jackson? Lady of Our Sorrows. It's a church, but the brothers used to throw parties in there.
Okay.
So back then in the village, we was going to Barney's. Was it the 800 Club? Lady of Our Sorrows. Them was like the west side places that we would go to party. So Now, when the week start, I gotta go back to school. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Over east, which that's
area.
the east side, you know. So 75th and Dorchester, that's the east side. So back in the days, people didn't really consider the east side. Like, we created that. Like,
right, because I didn't hear about the east side.
Anything came across Madison, south is considered the south side.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But our city is set up like the compass, north, south, east, and west. So what happens from just basically, as they would say, from state to the lake, going east is east.
Is that east for you too, state to the lake?
Because
I hear that argument. That's an argument.
Not really, but state, I'm going to say this.
Stony and all that.
Right, Stony for sure. You know what I'm saying? Which would be like our dividing line for us, but really Cottage.
Okay.
So basically, it'll be we claim state to the lake, but in reality, it'll be more so like Cottage to the lake, for real, for real. But the state to the lake came from, of course, the organizations. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And the land that was given to certain members. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And those areas was what you was responsible for. So I would say that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. You know, I want to know something though, JoJo. You know, I see your videos. You come off, you know, with the big homie. You give off the good wisdom. Mm-hmm. But it was once upon a time now. You know, you was feared now. I ain't saying you ain't still feared, but it was once upon a time you had a rap. I want to know, where did that come from?
Jojo with the braids. That's what it. Jojo with the braids. Don't go. Basically, I'm gonna say it like this. I've always been overprotective of this city. Period.
Right.
You know, and as you can see, I come from east side of the city. So, if I felt any disrespect from anywhere, you know, about this city, I just was a front liner. I just felt like I needed to step up, especially if I ain't seeing nobody else doing it. You know what I'm saying? My generation was trendsetters. You know what I'm saying? We ain't come from no followers. We never been followers. You know what I'm saying? We had rebellious groups of us as well, but we never was no followers. We was just young, wild, and rebellious, which is what we got going on today. So I don't knock the guys that name their neighborhoods out the rap labels and stuff like that.
Right.
That's something they choose to do with their generation. Now, what hit me hard is, do y'all really know how hard we fought to keep this town to be a trendsetter town? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that'd be the only little thing, but you know, I salute them all, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to think like the guys that was older came from us, just like with Jeff Ford, Larry Hoover, and all the heads that we had. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Ford was 19 years old and got $1 million from the government to stop the crime, you know what I'm saying, within our communities, which was the Woodlawn area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We never, like, that's another thing, all this Chatham and Woodlawn and Inglewood. Like, we never counted the city as that. We just said our blocks, you know what I'm saying, like the areas. We never, so that came late too. You see what I'm saying? So when you hear the Woodlawn area, Gresham area, like we never heard of that. You see what I'm saying? Up until now. So that's something new that they, or if they always been doing that, we just never knew of it. We didn't identify with it as that. You see what I'm saying? That probably was like politicians or something that knew, you know, to call it those areas, but we never did. We ain't never identified with that.
You know, when I hit the internet and I Google Jojo Capone, you know, it's a lot of good things pop up, but there's other things pop up too that I want to speak with you about. Okay? Mm-hmm. It say that you and GucciMan had like some shit going on, and I recall in other interviews where I see people like Bo Deal and other people speak on things. Was it an issue with you and GucciMan back in the day?
Well, basically,
'Cause I can tell you what I heard.
go ahead, tell me what you
I heard,
and then I'm gonna set the record straight.
I heard that Jojo Capone was gonna take GucciMan chain, and he didn't want to come out here and perform. And Young Buck had to talk to you and all kind of stuff about the game, and you was the person who people talk to when shit happened.
Well, basically, like I say, me born here, raised here, and raised in other states as well.
Okay.
People personally identify with me. So not only I am who I am here, I am who I am wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the whole global gangsters thing comes from anyway. You know, I polished it up and say it's a mind thing. It's a way of thinking. You know, gangsters do what they want, suckers do what they can. You feel me? So it's I used it as that. But no, basically, during my days of promoting, doing shows, doing concerts, events, he was basically booked like 2-3 times by us. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, when you do that, you're giving government names, real businesses, real companies. You can't, you got to be a fool to book this person under a real name and company and then do harm to them. So for that incident, what really happened was Miss Deb said, put his food in the room. You know what I'm saying? When they was going to sound check. So by the time the food was catered, we go putting the food in the room. He never went to sound check. He stayed in the room.
Okay.
We the promoters. We got the keys to the hotel rooms and all that. You see what I'm saying? So when we coming to do what was asked of us to do, put the food in the room, he was looking through the peek hole. When he seen me, he got the panic and then called her and told her that I was trying to rob him. You see what I'm saying? Which had me upset because for one, that anybody that know me, I always had my own money. I always had my own jewelry and all that. I didn't need to go around, you know what I'm saying, taking nothing from nobody. You know what I'm saying? I never, even though that's a part of my life, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't pride myself off that. You see what I'm saying? And so when he called her telling her that, you know, I'm trying to rob him, I'm telling her, when she wound up call, what's going on? He in the room panicking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He said, y'all trying to rob him. I'm like, no, you said put the food in the room. Then, on top of that, the security was given extra security. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm going to give you extra security and then try to do something to you too. It didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, Walker knew the truth. And the security knew the truth because they know that I gave them extra security. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to double up your security and then try to do, like, that's a plum fool. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that went. So they wind up, you know what I'm saying, jumping on the bus, jumping in the truck, going straight to the airport and never done the show. But of course, it didn't put me.
Oh, so he never did it?
He never done it. You know, he was stuck in his way of thinking what was going on. But I know what was going on for real. We was running around with Jeezy heavy at the time. But see, they got to understand the position I hold. I never played no favoritism. You see what I'm saying? I knew the Rosses, I knew the Jeezys, I knew the Guccis, I knew everybody. You know what I'm saying? Or they know me. You see what I'm saying? So at the same time, it was more so like, can't nobody tell me who I can be cordial with or whatever. Y'all situations is y'all situations. You know, so